all I know is that Kate has lied to me several times, about the party. So Kate's lying to me, and I'm trying to figure out why. There's some deception going on there. And again, you gotta ask why, and what it has to do with Maura's disappearance. She's lying when she could just easily tell the truth. And she said something weird to me once. It was an email. I know you'd really like the names of people that were at that party. It's just not gonna happen. I don't remember, and I couldn't help them then. And furthermore, I didn't see many of them ever again, or something along that line. And it was a weird slip-up, because who from that party did you see again?
You talk to Kate, and she'll say, oh, geez, it's been so many years, I don't remember anybody at that party. So really, you don't remember a single, just a first name? No, sorry. Why?
And so he proceeded to, I don't know of a better way to say this, other than what I think is true, which is essentially call her a liar in many cases. Mm-hmm. And almost implicate her in Maura's disappearance in his book.
I mean, that's a pretty severe allegation to make against somebody.
It really is.
It's very serious.
And not only that, but he dredged up information about her family, which I assume was extremely painful to read, splattered all over the internet, and that was completely irrelevant to the case. So it might not even be about her or about the case. Like, if she truly believes that she has nothing to offer, I can see why she might not want to put her family through that.
But I tracked her down, and I showed up at her apartment one day, early evening, and I knocked on the door, and she answered, and I introduced myself, and I said, I have a couple questions about the party before Maura disappeared, and all she said was, first thing she said was, how did you find me? And she was terrified. How did you find me? And I said, I work with a private investigator. I'm very good at finding people. But I really just, if you could answer a couple questions about that party. And she slammed the door in my face and wouldn't say a word. She said, I can't say anything about that, and then slammed the door in my face. So I left my number, and asked her to contact me when she felt a little more comfortable doing so, and she never did.
Was your heart racing when you were walking up to knock on her door?
With whatever happened at that party, or if she's afraid of what Fred might do if she talks. I don't know what Sarah's afraid of, but she's afraid of something.
Who, in your opinion, is the most intriguing character in this whole thing?
For me, the most intriguing character in the Maura Murray case, hands down, is Kate Markopoulos. She's an interesting character.
This runner's insinuated from an email that she sent him, trying to be nice, in my opinion, because she said something to the effect of, I know you want me to remember the names of the people at the party, and I just don't remember, and they asked me then, and I couldn't remember, and I can't remember now. And I also never saw most of them again.
Interesting.
And so he calls that statement hinky because she says some of them again. And then he asks the question, well, who did she see again? What about Sarah? Maybe she saw Sarah again on campus because they lived in the same residential area. Mm-hmm. I would imagine she probably did run by her every so often in the dining hall or on the road. So he makes it sound so mysterious, as if it was like a Freudian slip of some kind. I don't think people generally make highly incriminating Freudian slips in emails and written communication. Maybe sometimes, but I don't think that they would tell him if they knew who was at the party.
I would hope not.
Especially given the civil lawsuit that occurred, where they would not divulge any piece of information. Not to her father, not to anyone. But they're going to tell a journalist? Something isn't right there.
Yeah.
The fact that we're even calling it a party, that in itself is kind of a construction of which the origins are somewhat unknown.
That's the thing, I think probably for him, he's just suspicious that she won't talk to him, so his radar's already up. Like, why won't she talk to me? Mm-hmm. Why won't she talk to me? I don't get it. I don't get why she wouldn't talk to me. And then I show up at her house, and she's scared. Why is she scared? Nothing adds up. None of this makes any sense. If you're already not understanding why someone won't talk to you, then you're gonna go down all the wrong paths.
I only talked to Sarah once. I called her. She told me I was asleep the whole time, Mr. Murray, and I don't have any idea what happened. You know, so obviously if she knows, she's not telling me. That story sounds unlikely, that she's asleep the whole time. Anyway, that's my only interaction with Sarah. But her relative and his two buddies, guys I want to talk to.
She didn't tell you who they were?
No. No, and I think it was Kate Kate Markopoulos, who told me that the three guys were Sarah's cousins. One was Sarah's cousin. So that's the story on that, as I understand it.
Kate didn't remember the names of the three guys?
No. So anyway, that's part of the case, and you should know that. Those are three guys that should be talked to.
Do we know anything else about these guys?
No.
Because I sort of discounted the UMass party. I thought it was like a salacious kind of runner being just interested in what young women do at parties, but
yeah,
that's kind of
and even so, it was
surprising.
Saturday. It was Saturday night too, and Maura left Monday. You know.
Right, but I don't know why she wouldn't just tell you. I mean, maybe she has her reasons. She doesn't want them to be crucified in the media, but I don't think that's not a good enough reason not to tell you, in my opinion.
I believe Kate. She was actually Maura's friend. Sarah wasn't. Sarah was just somebody that worked in a place where Maura worked too. But Kate was the one that Maura hung around with. And I think Kate would have told me. She's talking to her buddy's father. You know, I'm not haranguing her, pressuring her. I'm just talking. If you can help me, Kate, please do it. Let me, help me out. Help Maura. Help me. Help Maura. You know, and she had nothing to offer. She would have, I think.
I think so.
You can read people. I think I would have been able to tell if she was holding it back. I picked up absolutely no sense of that whatsoever.
Maura Murray's case is now featured on the New Hampshire Cold Case Unit's website. Her disappearance listed as suspicious. Anniversaries are significant, say investigators, because they often spur new leads. John Healy is a retired police officer who now volunteers on the case and says relationships shift over time and eventually someone will talk.
Somebody will come forward feeling more free to talk today than they were 8 or 9 years ago when Maura first disappeared.
The vigils and memorials have faded over the years. Fred Burry says it's just asking too much of family and friends.
What will you do on the 19th?
I don't know.